What's up, everybody? It's your man, Tim Swain. Listen, did you know that the skincare business in America is a multi-billion-dollar business? A lot of times products come from other countries like Africa. See, listen, I'm holding this vanilla and shea oil. It's raw, it's pure, and it's edible. And today, I'm sitting down with the mastermind who decided to create this amazing company full of products that are made in Ghana. Let's check it out right now.
Hi! Welcome! Welcome to the Skin Gourmet HQ! Yes, sir.
Listen, Violet, from that welcome here, I know already that this is going to be a great conversation. Listen, y'all, this is going to be a great conversation because the energy, the vim is here. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, that's all, man.
I'm excited.
Thank you for also having us on your show.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk about Skin Gourmet. So before we jump into the products, I just want to hear more about you guys' story. So talk to me about like a little bit about who you are. Where are you from? You know, where were you educated? Why did you decide to start Skin Gourmet? Let's back up with some questions.
Okay. So who am I?
Yes.
My name is Violet, and I'm the founder of Skin Gourmet. I'm Ghanaian, of course. A lot of people are thrown off by my accent a little bit, and that's because I moved out of Ghana when I was 13. And I moved to Uganda, and I was with my mom at the time, and she was focused mainly in basically human development, social stuff. And so that was very interesting for me. And while I was in Uganda, I think I left there after a couple of years, and then I moved to Canada, where I did high school and graduated from there. And then I went to Northern Virginia for my undergraduate and then for my master's degree. And then after that, I went to work at African Development Bank in Tunisia. So I've always had this sort of like business mix, but with also the idea of human development. Wow. So I came back to Ghana and I was working at my dad's bank at the time. But like I keep saying, I don't really like rules. I don't like to be regulated. I always like to be a bit more creative and think of things outside the box. But anyway, when I came back to Ghana, I think one thing that really hit me was the disparity between people and in terms of the economic class, like how you have certain people who the gap is huge.
It's a big gap.
It's very huge.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand how that was possible because when I was in America, the other Ghanaians with me were like, they were shocked. Like, I mean, we did well in school. So I was thinking we all have that capability. So I wanted to help, but I didn't know how I could do that sustainably, especially not on a banker's salary. So fast forward, Hamatan hit me hard. I'm one of those people that believe that everything I go through is always for a reason. And this thing was not healing, and it was embarrassing as well everything else. And I went to the pharmacy, I remember, and they were like, oh, they think I needed some medication. My friend's like, no, Violet, just use shea butter.
You needed medication for what?
For the thing on my lip. I was like, you know, during Hamatan, it like becomes really cracked and it takes a long time to heal. So they were saying there was something I needed medical stuff for. And my friend was like, no, Violet, just use shea butter.
Use shea butter.
And I'm like,
with your African. I don't listen to you people.
But I did. And within 3 days, no scarring, nothing. This thing was healed. I was like, oh my God, I have a business idea. I'm going to make the best body butter the world has ever seen with absolutely no research. I went to my bank account. I cleared out all my money. 145 cities at the time. And it's interesting, God asked me to remember that number. And then I called my uncle abroad and I said to him, I'm going to need this, because at the time I didn't know what my ingredients would really be. I'd never done it before. And so I got everything and I made my first 3 concoctions. And I remember I had got to go to Makala markets because I had the vision in my head of what it would be, but I only had very little funds to make that dream. So I said, let me just start where I can. I went to Makala, I got these little containers that like have yellow tops, and it was that beautiful. And then I went and did my logo on PowerPoint, and I printed out my labels from my printer, cut it out with scissors, used a glue stick, stuck it on there, put in my wardrobe, went to church and said, God, have you seen my wardrobe? Give me a company. Now this is with 3 products that are pretty unstable, but I did them with a lot of love and a lot of excellence. Labels were straight and everything else. And 10 years later, we're doing pretty well considering where we started from.
Wow. So you have this journey that's very multinational. You've been around.
Yes.
Fights. You had maybe some experience in different industries. And then you had kind of like this revelatory moment where you had this kind of skin something.
Yeah.
And in 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
The number 3. Oh,
3 days.
3 days. I was healed.
With shea butter.
With shea butter.
And so now.
And where are we going?
It's expanded into this amazing company with an amazing brand. I think the story behind it is really, really, really impactful to me because the first thing that stands out, right, is very, very, very simplistic, but raw, pure, wild. Why was it so important for you to explore products that were not just good for your external part of your body, but you could also consume them, and they're something that can be beneficial for the whole body.
I think for me, it was the fact that I was so ignorant. I know it sounds strange to say, but I didn't. This is where I'm from. I had no clue about this ingredient. So number one,
shea butter.
About shea butter.
So what were you using before this?
All the bougie things that they say we should be using.
The lightening cream.
No. Never went that far. Never went that far. But like, so if I'm going to sell something, of course, it also intrigued me. Like, what is it, right? So I had to go and source from the local communities. And when I got there, I was like, wait, what? They're frying their food with the same oil they're putting on their skin. There's no preservatives in it. It lasts for forever, a shelf life. Look at their skin. They said black don't crack. Like, everybody's pretty good skin. I was like, wait a minute. And then I started looking at the other ingredients, like coconut, and realized that in Ghana, traditionally, we use our skincare as food or food as skincare. And the principle is so simple. Whatever you put on your skin a day, it doesn't sit there. It's absorbed into your body.
Yes.
So if it's not food grade, why would you put it on your skin? Because it's going to end up in your body.
Wow.
And that's where I learned. It was a journey. Like I said, it was a lot of ignorance. And so this company has taught me so much about my culture, about my tradition, about what is here.
This is why I believe this is so important, because, I mean, I grew up in the States.
Yeah.
And let me say, within the past maybe 15 years or so, there was this transition back to quote unquote organic, right?
Yeah.
And when I first came to Ghana, which was a long time ago, almost 20 years ago,
Wow.
one of the things I realized was there was a lot of indigenous practices that were oftentimes devalued because there wasn't someone as a liaison to say, this is why we're doing it. It's
Exactly.
like, we know what to do.
Yeah.
So we are doing it.
Yes.
It is final.
Yes.
But what happens is when you're trying to translate to people who are used to thinking a certain way.
Exactly.
You know, well, what's the ingredients? I don't understand how this can end up, right?
Yeah.
Or when people are just uneducated, right, they'll use some of the products that, you know, basically that the companies who have massive advertising dollars have the capacity to put in front of your face over and over and over again.
Exactly.
And I remember when I came to Ghana and I used shea butter for the first time, and I was like, oh, snap, I can use this on my skin. And I don't remember the last time I've used like a cream or something like that.
Yeah.
Major, one of those major companies that we all know. All I use is shea butter. I use natural oils. Sometimes if I need a little something for my lip, I use some olive oil. Like,
exactly.
Product.
Exactly.
And I've turned into one of those people that's like, queen, the shea butter, but all that. But what I'm trying to say is I think that what you mentioned really stood out to me because there's a lot of indigenous practices that really are not just beneficial for that local community, but really are ideas that can be translated into other markets that start here.
Exactly.
That start right here.
Yeah.
And so you have these different types of products. What I want to do now is I want to walk through what Skin Gourmet, what products Skin Gourmet has to offer. We'll call us down. All right, listen, hey, I got my hat. I'm ready. And we're talking about the products that you have. We heard the amazing story. Tell us a little bit about Skin Gourmet and the products that we can receive.
Okay, so we have over 45 different products.
45?
45. There's just so many raw materials in Ghana that you can experiment with, that you can create something from and add value. So we're trying to create as many value chains as possible to impact as many local communities. And I don't know, did I tell you our skincare is edible? I didn't say that.
Yes.
I did. Okay, great. So our skincare is edible.
You can eat it all.
You can eat it, but please, I want to start with the cleansers. Do not eat the cleansers, okay? The cleansers are black soap. So we do a lot of black soaps. We have, I think, 4 black soaps now. We have our lemongrass black soap. Wow. We have our peppermint black soap. We have our baobab black soap. And then we have our tea tree black soap.
Okay.
So that's the cleanser. And then we also have this amazing part. I think you have to reach it. That's our coffee and black soap scrub. So what we do is we mix coffee and our black soaps come up with a really nice exfoliant. And then we have our toner, which is currently out of stock. So that's it for the cleansers. And then we have what we call edible butters. Edible butters, a lot of them are based on shea butter. So let me show you. So this is, of course, a staple, raw shea butter, and we have a special way of making it so that it's not too hard and it's not too soft. It's not too airy.
Is it like the whipped?
We have a particular process where it's soft, but it's not whipped, because usually whipped has air in it. So if it melts, the content reduces by quite a bit. So we have to kind of work with that. But we work with a lot of cocoa butter. So we have our cocoa and wild honey butter. Then we have other butters over there where we work with hemp, moringa, castor, coconuts, A whole bunch. Bao is another one.
Then we need a little something like that we can just, a little drop that we can put on our skin just to kind of.
Well, yeah, we have some samples actually. So
That's
usually when we give anything to clients, we have a little bit, some samples. Let me just make sure that.
So what is this that I'm about to sample?
So this is our cocoa and wild honey butter.
Let me smell it first. Man,
Yeah, we don't use any fragrances. Like this is just a natural smell that you're smelling.
delicious.
Yes.
I can't put too much of this on now. I mean,
Yeah, and you know what the thing the customers love about the samples?
oh,
You smell like a dessert.
hey, watch out. Are you ready? Are you hungry? Do you want to come and take a bite?
So this is yours to keep. Enjoy the sample. And we also have our gourmet oils and like edible oils, but they are like small packages. So these are the small droplets. So we have neem, we have baobab, we have moringa, we have our beard oil.
Uh-oh, you got the, listen.
Yeah.
They got everything, y'all. They have everything.
We actually have to send you. And then we have, of course, castor oil, what we call our gourmet oil, which is a mixture of different oils. Of course, we have shea oil, we have hemp oil, baobab oil, avocado oil, palm kernel oil.
And I see down here you got, I use cocoa powder a lot.
Yeah. Okay. For what?
Oh man, so I just made some avocado chocolate cookies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I use the cocoa powder for that. Sometimes I make some pudding for my son. I put some cocoa powder and honey and then avocado together. I put it in my smoothies all the time.
Okay, so you're like our perfect customer. So a lot of the DIY people who like to experiment and use things and make things on their own. So yes, we have this one. This one we call it a humble feast. And the humble feast are products that can be used on their skin, but they're used more for food. So we have this one, and then we have like our cinnamon and wild honey.
You can use this on your skin?
Yes, you can. You can make an antioxidant glow mask.
Really?
Yeah, so like you can do masks for your face where you actually use cocoa powder.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I can send you some recipes. I think we even have some on our website. Yeah. So this is it here. That's our raw cocoa powder. And then, oh my God, it's out of stock. It's this coffee we came up with, which is like freaking amazing. So the coffee has 7 different spices. It has tiger nut. It has ginger. Thank you, Regina. Which is like our new baby, and we're now getting some traction on the market. Exactly. So it has Regina, what's in it? Tiger nut, nutmeg. What's for saying? There's some grains of paradise that we have in the tree names, and then it has ginger in it. All these different things, which is good for your health, and it's very herbal and has an amazing taste. And so yes, and also double
all of my money in it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something like this. The first person to comment on this video in Ghana now, in Ghana, is gonna get 500 CDs worth of products from
Skin Gourmet.
the first person to comment on this video. You gotta be in Ghana because I ain't shipping it. First person in Ghana, comment on this video. I'm giving you 500 CDs worth of products with Skin Gourmet.
Okay, but how about we do this? You can do it international, and then we can cover the shipping as long as it's not to Russia or Iceland, which is extremely far.
Okay, then I'll do 2 of them. I'll do 500. In CDs or you. Okay. All factors. So, first people, all right, I get somebody in Ghana, there's somebody that's international. They will take care of the shipping.
Yeah, we'll do the shipping for you.
In Antarctica.
We'll do the shipping.
All right, you heard it.
We'll do the shipping.
First 2 people to comment.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, and let me tell you why I love this coffee. So, I told you all this great stuff, but it also doubles as a scrub. So when you're done using it, you can actually make a facial scrub. And so you get the most out of the products.
Wow.
Yes. And then we have our honey. So I talked about the honey. We have our cinnamon and wild honey. And then we also do the raw cocoa honey. So this is like great for like porridges, for coffee. It has the cocoa infused in the honey.
I'm finna buy everything in this place. Wow. I need this in my life. I'm supposed to be doing an interview, but I need this in my life right now.
And then we have our gourmet popcorn. And people always ask, why is a skincare company selling popcorn? Well, the thing is, when you tell them it's edible skincare, they don't really believe you. Like, they think, oh, you use edible ingredients. They're like, no, you can actually eat it. So we had to create a product that they love. And then we tell them, oh, it's great. You like it. You're enjoying it. They're like, yeah. I'm like, we use our scrubbed and butters to make it. See, it's edible. And so then this took off on its own, and now people are loving it. And so we have a new product that is just food.
Wow.
And then we have what we call extras, right? Because we don't use preservatives. So we have our preserving spoons, which is used to scoop up the product. And then we have our coconut bowls, which double as for mixing your cosmetics, but you can actually also eat your breakfast in them.
So tell me, why was it so important to really not just build a brand that's impacting people, that's impacting our bodies, but to also be sustainable, right, and eco-friendly?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whatever it is that we're doing in business, it has to have a positive impact and create value. And the environment is extremely important because that's where we source all of our items from. So it's important that even if you finish using your soap and it goes down the drain, it's not going to be affecting the oceans in a negative way. It's not going to be impacting the soils, the climate in any negative way. And that's why it's important for us to make it eco-friendly.
Well, I am really, as you can tell, I'm really excited about all of the wonderful products that you have. One of the things that I noticed having conversations with you is that it seems like you have really like this wonderful team culture that you've developed with Skin Gourmet. Talk to me a little bit about, right, as you've been building this business over the past 10 years. What have been some of the most, let me say, unique opportunities that you've had / challenges?
Okay.
And then maybe tell me a story that made you realize, you know what? It's frustrating, it's difficult, it's hard, but this is why I'm doing this.
So, I mean, I believe that in my life, I feel like I received a lot, right? And I think when you receive a lot, you have to give even more. I think that's why you receive it. It's not just to keep it for yourself. And as I said, I've been able to get this great education outside. I don't believe in brain drain. So if you have this and your country essentially educates in you, because it's where the money came out to educate me, then you have to come back and make sure everybody also has that opportunity and more. It's just extremely vital. And so that's why we take what we have here in Ghana, the resources here, and we maximize it. So how can we turn the resources here into something that we can get the largest market share possible, and at the same time boost economic growth because of the exchange, and then also create decent jobs that give people dignity? Because I think at the end of the day, we all work because it's a means to an end, but we all just want to also enjoy our time on earth and also do it in a way that is quality time, in a way that we enjoy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's people over profits.
Always. And the thing is, when I say people over profit, people think, oh, yes, you're like running an NGO. I'm like, no. It's actually, I think, the smartest business strategy because, like I said, I'm not a business person. But I know that if you create value for someone, people in general are quite selfish. It's about what they can get.
Yeah.
So if you create an experience for them that creates more value for them than the money they spent, then they're more willing to come back and invest in it because it's something that's good for them. So even though you put people over profit, you get profit because people are invested in this.
Come on, poet.
No, boy.
Listen, I know you're at work right now watching this video, but give her some snaps. She done the people over the profits to the raw honey, butter, shade.
Yeah. And the thing is, it kind of like works throughout. Like that saying, a lot of times you look at the end part, which is the consumer, right? Yeah. But even when we're dealing with suppliers, right? We're a small company. I mean, other big companies want to come and buy shea butter from here, but we're able to secure our source because of our relationships, because of our partnerships, because of mutual respect, and making sure that they benefit. And I think that also streams also into your employee culture as well.
Yeah.
Like you have to make sure that you're creating value because people have problems. I realize everyone has a lot on their mind. If they're coming to work and you're adding more problems to that, most likely you're not going to get them to buy in. But the only way someone will buy in is if you actually create true value for them, that they realize that this is an addition to me and not a subtraction.
This is really inspiring. It's really encouraging. Where can we find your products?
You can find our products at www.skingourmet.com. You're going to spell it down.
And all the information is right there in the description below. Okay, when I say the description, a lot of y'all still ask me, how do I find the butter? You see the title right there on the video? Okay, go down right there. That is called the description, where you see all the information. Their website, all their stuff is right there, okay? You can get all the information.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram, Skin Gourmet GH.
Now, what about
verified?
If I'm right here in Ghana, I've never heard of Skin Gourmet, and I want to go to let me say I'm in Accra.
Okay.
And I want to go to a spot and find your products. Where can I just give me a few spots?
Regina, where are we located? Sorry, Joseph. Max Mott, Mig Mott, Olive Garden, Fairway, the Shop Accra.
I've even seen your product. I've even seen you at some pharmacies. I've seen your.
Yes, we're at Top Up Pharmacy. We're also at the airport in case you're leaving Terminal 3, the Shear Shop. We have our own shop at the Tree House in Yanaba.
I've seen.
And we have our shop at the HQ in Achimota. And there's some other names I'm sure I forgot about. But also, if you call us, we do deliver.
And again, listen, all the information is right there in the description below. Listen, and maybe there's somebody out there just like you who was born in Ghana, raised in Ghana, then they traveled outside. They just so happened to come across this video. They saw your energy, they saw your vim, and they're interested in being a part of this magnificent story of transforming lives on the continent.
Yeah.
But they're scared.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that person?
I mean, we're all scared. You gotta man up, like just do it. Just go. And you know something, you're gonna meet a lot of obstacles. It's just a given. But I always like to think of it as every obstacle you see, if you're able to overcome it, you become that much stronger, that much wiser, and that much more able to succeed. Like the obstacles actually help you build resilience. I mean, you're not gonna make it if everybody can get over every single obstacle, but you take it as a challenge and you realize that it completely and totally transforms you to be a much better entrepreneur. So you should thank God for the challenges.
Wow.
But yes, just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Raw handmade skincare, sourced from the wilds of Ghana. Ethiopia,